Yes, so in today's session, basically, we will try to understand it, the the text box given and their works. Okay, so here what we will do it, like suppose please enter this. Fine. Now if you are having text box. Fine. So what is our requirement? Like suppose if we have to, if we enter less than 18, okay, if age is less than 18, okay, then they have to fill some the condition here in one of the text box. Means what will happen when we will enter the age, if it is less than 18, then one label will be enabled to add the condition or comments, and here one multi-line text box should be visible, and if it is greater than or equal to 18, right, then this the second the text box, it should not be visible. Similarly, it would not visible for the message. Okay, so hope requirement is clear. So what I will do it, okay, I will take another text box. So for this we needed the multi-line, so from where we can set the property through text mode. So you can select text mode here, and this value label we have to, like, please add comments. Fine. So what we needed, let me execute this first so that you will able to understand it properly, the requirement what is. Fine. So here please enter is, okay, so first time this please add comments and this description multi-line text box, it should not be visible when the page will load first time. Okay, and suppose if we enter 17, means less than 18, then the both this please add comments and this text box, it should be visible. Okay, and suppose if you have entered 19 or 45 or 56, means greater than 18 or equal to 18, then again this the label and the multi-line text box, that should be, right, not be visible. So this program that we have to implement it. So how we can do that? Okay, so just follow me how we can do it, this, right? So what you can do it first, right? So as we have to do the activity on the text box, okay, so the code that we have to write it in this text box itself. So if you will go and see the event of the text box, just click it here, you will able to see the event is text changed. So once you will double click here, automatically the event will be created in the backend, and then you can double click in this text box itself. So whoever will be feasible for you, that you can use it. Okay, so in this case I will show you both way first. Okay, so either you can double click here, where you can see this properties, this event method has been automatically created in the code. Here you can see. If you will see it through the design page also, here also you can see this on text event has been called. Okay, and this is the first approach. Second approach is directly you can double click on the text box. So I will remove it, what I have done. Delete this. The second approach is you can directly double click here. Okay, so once you will double click here, you can see the same method which we have clicked it on the event. The same event method has been created, and here also you can see. Right, so through this way, both approach, whatever will be feasible for you, you can use it. Okay, so this time removing, because first I will add the naming convention. I will give some name, the proper name to the text box. So txt is label lbl comments txt comment. Right, now you can see, now we can click it here. You can see now we are having the same event. Only the thing is that we have changed the ID of the text box, so that's what now txt is. And here also you can see on text change. So you have to always remember the event of the text box, that is text changed. Alright, so how we can write down the code for this? Right, so what is our requirement? If the first requirement is the first time when page will be loaded, at that time this message and this text box, multi-line text box, both should not be visible. So first we have to hide these two controls, right? How we can hide? So you just click it here. Once you will click it, okay, now you can see we are having two events on the page load and text change. So when we execute the program, compiler first it will call to page load always. Here you can see debugger first it came to page load, like in C#. Okay, like in C#, when we were writing the program in the console, compiler always start from
main function.
So here also we are having many events, but as of now we will see it like the page load. Okay, before that also many events that it's calling, but we will see it later. But as of now, just we have to understand that if we want to execute the program, the compiler first will come to this page load. Alright, but in page load we have not written anything, so that's what it will go. And yes, now you can see that the code that I have written, it means suppose that if we have to enter anything here like 17, if you click it, the event it should go and call to this method, but you can see we are not able to reach out or invoke this method. The reason is whenever you want to add or call the event of the text box, you have to set one properties, then only you will able to invoke it. So properties name is AutoPostback. AutoPostback, by default it would be false, but if you will select it true, means suppose if you have do any activity on the text box, through this we will able to invoke the method. Here you can see first again go to page load. I will continue this and will write something 17. Here you can see again it will go to the page load and then it will call to text change. So AutoPostback property that you have to always remember, it is used to just call the server side method which we have written inside this .cs page. Okay, hope you are following me. If you have any doubt, you can stop me and ask your queries. Fine. Yes. So now what was our first requirement? First requirement was to just hide these two control. So where we should hide, right? So as we have seen just now that when we will execute this application, first it will come to the payload. So I think this is the best place where we can hide these two controls. Okay, so how we can hide? You can write down the label comments dot visible equal to false, right? And txt comments dot visible equal to false. Now you can see when we will execute this program, first it will go to page load, right? And here you can see it will call both the control, and we have already added the properties for this to hide this control. So here you can see both controls has been hidden now. So only these two controls we are able to see it here on the front. Yes, right. So now suppose if we have to enter anything 17, here also you can see again it is calling to the same, right? Again it is calling to the same payload method. So as our requirement was that when the page loaded first time only, at that time only these two controls should be visible, but after that if we will do any kind of activity on the page, it should not call these two properties that we have added it here. So what we can do it in this case, what we can do in this case, right? So we are having another properties here, like if not is postback. So this is very important, not is postback. So what is postback properties here? Okay, suppose this work is to just like it will check the page loaded the first time or not. Okay, so if we have added not, this is the symbol of not. Okay, if page loaded the first time only, it will call, it means this will be true and it will call these two properties, right? But after onwards, if we will click any activity on the page like here or click it in this button or any control, it will not go to here because this property was to check only when the page loaded first time. So this is important. Okay, so now you can see I will execute it again. Yes, you can see this is the first time the page loaded, so here it will go inside this, and suppose if you will click it 17, you can see it will not, means here it is not is postback property, so it is not, so that's what it's false. So if it is false, it will not go and call this property, it will go out. So the first requirement that we have done it, like these two controls, the comments and this text box, both are hidden here. Now the second requirement is, suppose if the values of this text box is less than 18, these two controls should be visible, right? So where basically we have to write down the logic in this text box itself, right? The event that we have already written it here. So here just basically we have to add the logic. So how we can do that? First you need the value, right? So how we can get the value from the text box? In yesterday class we have seen that how we can get the value. So txt is, right, our text box id is txt is dot text. So as this is txt is and text, this is string type, right? And where we want to store the value in the integer side, so we have to convert this value. Here also in the message you can see cannot implicitly convert type string to int. So what you have to do it here, just you have to convert dot to int 30. So now through this you can get the values from the text box and you can store it in this variable. Now just you have to add the if else condition only that you already know, like if is greater than, or either you can write down less than 18, right? Then what you have to do that, if it is less than 18, then these two controls should be visible, right? So here just you have to make it true so that these two controls will be visible. And if it is greater than equal to 18, right, then the same control it should be visible. Here you can see. Now we have to again make it this false, because if it is greater than equal to 18, it should be again false. I will remove it this one because you already installed the payload concept. Yes, so I will add it 14, and you can see F10. Here is age is 14, so anyway age is less than 18, means 14 is less than 18, so condition is true. And here you can see, you were able to see both the controls. And suppose if I have to enter greater than 18, you can see it will go, and again both control visibility will be false. So what we have understood here, like the text box changed event. So this is very important property of the text box. So in the website development, this would be required. Okay. Any doubt? Vikram or Manoj?
No, sir.